Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching the world. Welcome to the Red Horde, another watch party, a watch along. And this one, Accrington Stanley, the money grub game. Is that what we're going to call this one? Tried to get a whole bunch of stuff done. Look, it's the reality is life is just too busy. And so that means there was no police video over the weekend, police cost video over the week. Wasn't able to get to the scoreboard. I tried to have a look at it, and it's just not loading enough, and they're changing the IDs, and so looking for options, didn't find any, and just not enough time to get that in. So I apologize there, but we are here, and we will be here for the after 90 minutes. And the link went out, and I'm not sure if they're restreaming. I noticed that Racecourse and Baz were having a little bit of issue. I double checked it; it's working on my end. So figuring all that stuff up, we need me to suit up. I'm all talk, man. The last thing you want me is a 46-year-old dude running around on the pitch trying to score. Should be a spirited affair. Kim, 100% true with the gospel. Look, the lineups are largely, O'Connell's back in. That's great. So the injury not as significant as it was first reported. Boyle getting his chance at redemption. That's great. Surely you are better than Dalby. I won't even go that far. No. I will stick to my criticisms and leave it at that. Remembering that I grew up in the middle of the country in Saskatchewan, and men aren't allowed to play football. It's not considered manly. And so back in the day when I was a kid, you were mocked incessantly, if you played football, unless you played in the wintertime, which at that point in time, the ball was sufficiently frozen that it served as a missile. And then you were tough because you were taking headers with a rock. So that might be true. That my kids could beat Dalby in a foot race. Look, the roster I just gave you a little bit. McLean sliding into the mids, we've seen that before. Mendy's going to get a run as a consequence. We've seen that before. The only big change is the obvious one, and that's number 9, Palmer, sliding in. His first start since November 28th in a 2-2 draw against Harrogate. And so that's our lineup. Not a lot of magic. Accrington Stanley, and Brendan, Kim, Steve, and everybody. I love the fact that when I log in, the chat is red. all the regs are here, and then it starts to change into the gray, into Athos and to David and everybody who starts to come in, and it grows and it develops and it festers. No, we don't want to go that far. And so the scoreboard's down. So Brendan's going to be in withdrawal with the no counter, and W and G with no scoreboard. Can't do anything. Accrington Stanley, look, they're only 2 changes. Pickles. Aaron Pickles drawing in, 18 years of age, and only his second start. So he'll be sliding in as a defender somewhere in their roster. So that'll be interesting. So keep an eye out for Pickles. And then you've got Sean Wally, who's one of the regulars. This would be his 18th start. He's back in the lineup. He wasn't in the last match. And the only other removal from last week's starting lineup for Accrington Stanley is that some guy named Bickerstaff is not playing, that being as a consequence of the loan agreement, that if you're putting somebody out on loan, they don't play against the team that they're still signed with, us. So Bickerstaff not in the lineup for this one. That's that. I think Dalby will be a better player, but I don't see where the more complete player is. The only area where I think that Dalby has an argument that he competes with Palmer is on his first touches. He's very, very smooth in transitioning them down. Other than that, I just don't see it. I haven't seen it. And so let's just get there. 3 canceled games today. Stockport's on the list, so they'll have to do their makeup game. Mansfield, remember, they'll play today, and then they'll also have their makeup games on Tuesday. So they'll be catching up. So now we're going from where we were at the had games to play to now we're going to have games in hand. So Huts catches a break and that they don't have to play the Chickens. That's a game that I just couldn't get involved in because I don't know who I hate more, Bradford City or Notts. This game, just to go through and I wanted to go through the police costs, and if you guys, just to give you an idea and a background for those of you who are not in North America, as far as their steward costs and to their police costs, there's an obligation to place for special police costs, SPC, Section 25 of the Police Act, and that's what Andy Holt, the owner of Accrington Stanley, relied on to justify increasing the tickets £5 per. It was garbage. It was nonsense. And he says, "Oh, well, I had to cover my out-of-pocket revenue." But then he went on to talk sport, and I can send the link if anybody wants it. Hey, Michael from South Africa. And I was going to get to that, Mike, the free scarf thing. He admitted that it was a £12,000 additional police cost. Okay, he decided he wanted to collect that through the fans and not have to reach out of pocket for it. I get it. This is a guy who's, give him some benefit of the doubt. He's losing money supporting the club with extra cash, but with the additional in-pocket revenue going from their average ticket attendance to where their increased ticket sales were, that means off the back of Wrexham fans, the 2,437 fans that don't typically show up, as well as the increased price on 237 that are normally there, he came in with an 82,785 quid windfall. Not windfall, that's revenue, I guess. Take the 12,000 quid off, 69,785 quid in his pocket just because he decided to jack it up and look at this as a money grab. He denies that. He says it wasn't a money grab, but it can't be anything else. You made 12,000 bucks or 12,000 quid. Not you made 12,000 quid. You had a 12,000 quid bill. You made 82,000 quid. You have a 69,000 quid profit off of the backs of Wrexham fans and your own fans who had picked up tickets. So that's why £5 cheaper. And also scarves for everyone, as Michael identified. Everybody in the stadium, well, I think it was, they all had scarves draped over the top. And am I saying Palmer is quick? I'm saying Dalby isn't. I mean, is he as pacey? No. But I don't think that there's a significant drop off of Dalby on the pace. And I think that that's more because of nervousness and trepidation on Dalby's part. If you were to line them up from end to end and have them go, I think he goes. But I think Dalby in game time hits the pause button or the half speed button, and I think he gets nervous. And I don't think that he gets to full speed in most circumstances. And so Palmer reads faster, and so that therefore I think he's I think they're pretty close. What else to talk about? The ball sticks to Palmer like glue, and that's plus it has the secondary effect of him just leaning on the big guys, and especially if he's going to have, an 18-year-old kid out there today too, of just that leaning on people is exhausting and it's tiring and it wears people down. And so when Fletcher comes in as a super sub, he's got more room. Dalby had that one cracker. Like I was trying to think of how many goals has Dalby scored and what's he done with the ball, and he had that one, and it was a cup game I think against Burton Albion. I'm remembering all yellow, and that's the only team that I can think of where he had one from like 35 yards out that he ended up getting one in there. W&G's here, and W&G, I promise I'm going to try and figure something out, if not today, to get the whole thing going with the scoreboard and figure it out. But I appreciate you here in the chat doing your thing, as I can't get there 3 cancellations today as was identified, and then we've got a Wimbledon win over the Wombles take out the Dons, so that's exceptionally helpful to try and keep it at least a 4-pony race, as now we've got points we can pick up on 5th. And so Stockport not playing, win and put pressure on them. Crew's got Morecambe, and that one's running. And then Mansfield, they're going to have 2 games today. They got Newport County today, and then they've got the Dons on Tuesday, which, although that's why that Wombles win was important, is because the Dons had game today and game on Tuesday, 6 points available. And even though they would have been a game, I think they would have been a game up on us. 2 games up on us. They would have had a lot of game. We don't have to worry about it. I'm in the tech end and they're giving out free scarves. Yeah, Andrew, and I thought that was stadium wide, but I think that's awesome. And we get the 4-wall, 4th wall as we get to look at the signage for the very first time. And so that's going to be something to try and take in, and hopefully the home broadcast. Build through the middle, but find 3 points. Come hell, high water. Don't care how you get there. Blowout win, last-minute goal. I mean, I'd like to preserve my heart. It's amazing how Wrexham affects your mood, right, for the rest of the weekend. I just want to get 3 points. 12 points game, 12 games left in the season, 11 games after today. We're sitting outside looking in. I don't want to have to deal with the heart attack of playoff time. And it'll be interesting. Something to talk about that I'd be interested to hear everybody's opinion. A change in the Professional Women's Hockey League made a change to their playoffs. And I've only seen this done in one other league before, and that was the Southern Professional Hockey League back about 5-6 years ago. I've been asking for it in all North American sports, and I'm wondering if it applies into the playoff series as well and what people would think over there. But they have a call out. And so they only have 4 teams into the playoffs in the Professional Women's Hockey League. And what they've decided is they said, if you win first overall, you get the other 4 teams, first, second, third, and fourth, you get to choose who you want to play. Not first versus fourth, second versus third. Or in the playoffs in League 2, you'd have 4 versus 7, 5 versus 6. What would the drama be like? And would it be welcome if, say, the 4th place team, let's just say it's as the standings are, even though that would hurt, Wrexham is there. What if they had the election? They don't just get stuck with the 7th team, which at the moment is Walsall. They can choose between Dons, Barrow, and Walsall. So form matters, right? Team comes in on 7th. They've won 10 out of their last 12. You don't want to touch them because they figured out at the end of the season, but you've had a better season. You should be able to get to pick them out. Choose what you think. Hey, that is a big shutout. Swirly. Dorking taking out Chesterfield. That's good stuff. Row C, right by the corner flag, the side where the fans are. Andrew, you're going to have to let us know which side the fans are. Where their fans are. So, okay, so you're going to be opposite. You're going to be on the near end, similar to where you were last time. And there's Mike. Stunning how much happier I am with, and I've been looking forward to this one, but for a long time. But as it got closer and closer and closer, I was like, I don't want an out of form Wrexham side playing a Andy Holt Accrington team. It's not where I'm at. We got James from Maryland. Welcome. And yeah, nobody seemed to be interested in the playoff thing. Choosing would be quite there we go. Michael said choosing would be quite the locker room. I think it wouldn't even be a locker room. I think it'd be right out front. You wanted to choose us? Like, could you imagine, who's winning the AL East this year in Major League Baseball? Toronto Blue Jays. they finish first place and they get a struggling Yankees team who ekes into the playoffs because, and they're injured and they're banged up. And even though they finished second, they didn't finish first. And the Blue Jays say, you know what? That's who we want. I just think it'd be awesome. Matt, I'm ready for the stress. See, we were just talking about that, the crank up. And here's the thing is you don't know what. So what are the signs? What are the signs that this is going to go well? Because it's not necessarily, it's got to be some touch in the final third, right? Some confidence in the final third, an early goal, and just open the floodgates. Something that gives somebody confidence. I said it last week, grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Somebody, anybody up front in that final third who just says, you know what, I've got confidence in my foot. There's magic in there today. And I'm going to be unleashing lightning bolts. I'm going to be dishing beautiful passes over. I'm going to be doing whatever it takes to get this done. And that's all I want. Somebody with some confidence up front. How do we determine whether we're on or we're off? And I guess that's going to be the message, is seeing what we get. I sure as God hope so. Andrew better be screaming right there. But it's nice to know that the Wi-Fi or the data is improving in the race course such that Andrew's actually able to join us, because I've heard of cut-ons and cut-offs and all that sort of stuff. A reminder as where we are, if you haven't been here before, and I'll remind you of this one more time as we get through this. There's going to be some latency between what I end up getting on my screen, what you get on your screen. So just please make sure, no spoilers. The other thing, tomorrow we're back. The women's Welsh Cup game is tomorrow, the semifinals. And so we're taking on TNS, the New Saints, with the winner taking on Cardiff City and or Swansea in the final. And so we've got an opportunity here to go and win some hardware, or at least get to the dance where there is some hardware. And it starts with a neutral zone game that will be on tomorrow. So make sure that you join us for that one. And we'll be on after 90 minutes to talk about this one. Hopefully an amazing win and how we set this one straight and everything marches forward as we're into the squeaky bum time of the season. 12 games left, and it's all there for us. It's all there for us with some good performances. And I did look at, by the way, the last 20 seasons, 78 points has been enough twice in the last 20 years. So 10% of the time, 82% is the average, and the most ever needed happened one time. Most number of points ever needed to be able to secure third place was 88. So if you're sitting there looking at 24 times 3 is 36 points, you're going for somewhere between 18 and 28 points out of there being required, likely 22. Well, let's take 3 off the board right now, because we only have 7 home games. And so that's 21 points that's sitting right there. That does it, almost all of it for us. Linda Belinda, thanks for signing up. Appreciate it. Black coat is mandatory in the UK. Ain't that a chuckle? And it's not just the UK. I think this is a North American phenomenon, and maybe a Scandinavian country and North American phenomenon. Because like in Asia, and when I say Asia, East Asia, South Korea and Japan and China, it's all very muted. And I'm wondering if that's because, or is it just skiing countries? And did like Sun Ice back in the day with its bright, vibrant colors influence jacket wear? I don't know. Oh, no, Howard? He was listed on the Twitter. Kim says first 10 to 15 minutes are critical. I get it. I would presume McElhinney's there because he was there with with Will. Now I need to go to Twitter to find out exactly what was there, because I had Howard was listed. So unless he's got a knock and came out the list. Oh, he's not there. Luke McNicholas is listed on this as the subs. Interesting. And if you're listening, Mark just said there's about 6 that are in their most normal lineup. So that's 6 Accrington players that are where they normally would be. They've only gained 1 player back. Wally came back from the last game, so that's 1 back from where, and I can't remember who they played last week or last Tuesday for the life of me. Why do I want to say that they had FGR last Saturday when we had them on the Tuesday? I think that's right. But in any event, the only new player other than Pickles or other than Wally into their lineup is Pickles, 18 years of age. Like if I'm Accrington, I'm coming at us, right? You've got keep the pressure on, put the press on, try and establish yourself, and then after that, I mean, I guess there is something to be said for how FGR played us. You can play a 5-4-1 and just ask the questions of us, see if we can end up breaking it down. We did, but I'm nervous. I'm less chatty than I normally am. I'm eavesdropping. I'm trying to figure out signs and get to where we need to be. For everybody who's not here and hasn't been here before, again, we're on iFollow. I wouldn't be paying for the half season. The month is an option because you certainly get that. The game certainly is an option if you're going to join. And just remember, by paying for iFollow, you're giving the club 80% of the funds so that they can end up doing that. Carolyn, I'm with you. I'm a fan of the lineup. It's the first time in a while. People will be questioning Boyle, but he's a pro, and I thought he looked good. Other than just the silly mistakes, if he can pull those out of his game, and he's a KG veteran. I like Boyle being in there. I like Mendy and McLean on the pitch at the same time, so I'm okay with McLean sliding into the mids while George and Jones get over their thing. The fans are there. The scarves are all up. Hey, that is an epic view. If you're not watching it, they've got a camera view that has all 4 sides full, and they've got the scarves are all up in the air, and there is some jump. What fire up? You need to fire up the club, then get the fans going, and good on the club for doing that and setting this one off. I'm looking, and Andrew says he's near where the away fans are, but I don't see that there's very many Accrington Stanley fans in. They've got they're usually in the goal on the Wrexham Lager stand, or on the goal side down below on the Wrexham Lager stand, and it's pretty vacant over there. Kim, I like Boyle until he gets a dumb red. Hey, I got it. So 5 minutes until we get to kickoff here. Large camera view, the 4th wall. We haven't seen that one yet, at least with the signage up there is that temporary stand looking to pay for itself. And again, if you haven't seen, Fearless and Devotion had their interview with Humphrey Kerr, who gave some insight. It looks like it's mostly a money situation, trying to secure things up, and that they've taken care of most of the conditions. I still think that they have a couple of conditions left. I haven't seen, I just checked last week, no application updates that are in there other than earlier last month, they put the retroactive. Not really from me. I mean, if anybody else is in here and says they're not going to be able to take it up, it's just interesting with no Stockport game. I guess it's just Mansfield and Crew that we're watching today, right? Because the MK Dons game is already over, and below them is Barrow, and so it's really a small number of games that really matter. I guess for me too, the interesting thing is FGR going to be putting pressure on Grimsby to end up climbing the ladder? and getting out of relegation is that their new management team seems to have them running fairly well. I was told it was wet, but it's hard to tell with this angle, but it doesn't look like it's pouring down. Oh boy. Trepidation, right? It's like shake it out. Dial in. I'd like to see our guys come back. The other thing that's been frustrating that I was thinking about, one of the things I was hoping for was that Russell Tybert might end up sliding over and having a half season as a, he's a veteran. He's a midfielder and/or defender. Not so much center back, more on the wings. And I thought I really liked the guy as far as a player. I've seen him for 15 years playing for the local club here in Vancouver. And I thought he would fit as a half-season mercenary to go over. And ultimately, he decided he was given the offer of an off-the-pitch job with the club. And so he's retired. And so that made me reflect back on the fact that we're still only at 21 players, even with all of our subs out. And I thought, why? Like, it's too late now. Is it too late now? Is it too late to add a free agent because now you're changing the dynamic up? Are you really going to be able to get them running in the next 12 games such that you'll have confidence in them in like the pressure-packed last games of the year up against Crew that you're going to run this person out there? And I mean, I guess it always depends on the quality of the player that you get, but I think it's going to be tough to grab somebody. So that January window and not grabbing that mid, even though I'm happy that we saved that money because it sounded like we were getting ripped off, it'll be, the question will be asked, right? And so the fans are there. It's full. It's early. The scarves are up. The flag I can see flying. Like, how bad have we missed the race course? And maybe that's just it. So there you go. It has been pouring down. It's just overcast right now, though. That's the news I was looking for, Jake. Thanks for that. Wrexham on its way out. We're doing the red. Accrington in their rainbow wham. I love their sponsoring name. Wham. The fourth wall out there, the scarves on full display. It is not a black jacket dreary day. It's a red and white Where's Waldo day. Yeah, I was surprised we haven't got anybody, but now I'm to the point where I don't think we can add anybody. Like, would you... Like, you look, Bolton and Marriott, who were on, they were playing as well. They weren't just free agents who had a little bit of knocks and have been out. Ooh, they are in full voice. Just soak that in. And that's where, yeah, it would have been nice to have had an extra midfielder at some point, right? And I say that because Jones is down, Evans is down. What happens if somebody else goes down? Like, we're getting skint on our options and on the back line, to be fair. After Tozer, and I guess you've got Tunnicliffe, but not quite as bad at the back line. Hayden, not injured, seems to be the healthy scratch. Sorlin says not too late. And so thinks we should try and go for it. So we'll see what ends up happening here as they're doing their photo opportunities. We're getting close to game time. The blood is already starting to pick up and pump a little bit more. Let's see the return of Mullin and Lee today. Let's see Palmer come out and hold everything up and just set up a beautiful game. Let's see McLean find some sort of cracking opportunity that pushes himself forward. Find something. Let's just get into it. And there is a time to pick this club up and set it straight. And McLean, interestingly enough, wearing the armband and with the hairband. He's got her pinned back for the day. Lots of smiles. People around the ground, lots of smiles. Everybody seems to be buzzing. I didn't look up the referee overview either today, so I don't know if this is going to be a heavy card game and what the history is, but we're getting close to going. Just a reminder that once we get going, I'm going to be, obviously, where I am is going to be where it's listed here. So if you're ahead or behind me, feel free to bump back your iFollow so that you can follow along. You don't have to, but if you do see something, please don't share spoilers. As Wrexham is going to go from left to right towards the fourth wall. The Cop. And we are underway. Wrexham with the ball, and here we go. Come on. Long hoof ball first up, which I don't necessarily mind early in the game. And Barney flicks it forward, and it's cleared out. Two nice touches by Accrington, and they're able to move down the left-hand side through Wally. Wally's nice little ball over into the 18 and just cleared out by Max and sets them back as we settle things. That was impressive by them on their way down, working it. Throw in from 20 yards out. Are they going to look to try to get this into the box? It looks like it. Thrown in, cleared out, partly at least anyway, and Mendy's over there with a chase on as it goes out to the right-hand side. And Mendy able to get there? He is, and he forces a turnover. Well done by Mendy. That was they just clarified. Palmer was the one who got the header out. It's thrown in and a giveaway on the throw. And then a giveaway by them, and then we just hit that one. Palmer able to flick that on and cleared away. Scrambly to start, and scrambly by both players. The only team with any sort of a couple of good touches is Accrington. Boyle throw in, looking up the sidelines, gets it there, comes back to him, and Boyle flicks it forward. Accrington flicks it forward, and are we going to do this? And just everybody gets a touch, but through the air. Barney to Max to Arthur. Arthur confident with a little bit of a touch over and dodge out of the way, and then the clear. Palmer bossing the ball, but not able to advance it forward down the left side. Palmer on it. And McLean presses from the midfield. Come on now, let's get going. Whew, I can't even, I'm scrambly. My brain is running at full tilt. I'm almost desperate. Like I feel like my eyes are trying to soak activity on the pitch. To force and compel seeing something beyond my control. Long ball, Lee tried to get it to Mullin, but couldn't. But Mendy comes in and steps over top, and then another dance around an Accrington player, and we've got space here. McLean gets it over to Barnett on the right-hand side, 18-yard box extended, moving towards the goal line. Nice little dance. He gets it, 18-yard box. It's there, crossed and cleared out for a corner. Hey, that looked good. Still 0-0, but that was a lot of fun. And that was confident touches in the final third, which I haven't seen in a very long time. And unfortunately for us, Elliot Lee taking the corner from the right side. Out swinger. You know what? That was a threat. That was dangerous as it found Max. And Max ended up getting his head on it, but pushing it out. I like that. Let me know your thoughts. But that wasn't bad touches that let us down. That wasn't muffed opportunities. There were legitimate, not on target. Fair. Kim identifying no corners. We did get a ton in the second half, and well done by Mullin. He gets around Pickles, So Pickles is going to be on the left-hand side, and Mullin wins it and draws it back. So it's Barnett. Oh, nice. Oh, I thought it was the angle threw me off on that one. I thought he'd turn around and spun that cross up that he got it. Was going to get it into the box, but rolls out instead. Not much in the end, but well done by Mullin to maintain possession. As man, those scarves look glorious when everybody's got one on. Clueworth, nice little header forward. Got an Accrington player fixing a shoe. And Accrington pull it back and into the center backs. They are going to set it up. What is up with my fought mob today? Pressure, pressure, pressure. Turnover by Accrington. They've got it back and they moved back to their keeper and then advanced forward. There we go. Now we're finally set. 69% possession. Still don't have shots according to them. Let's go. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Tattoo. We're hoping for a win as well. Grimsby up on Forest Green in the battle of the, what do you call that? The relegation line. Grimsby trying to stay on top of it. FGR trying to pull them in. Palmer, nice little flick. See, that's the stuff I like. And then it bounces around 3-4 players before it ends up coming to us. Mendy's had a good start to the game in my eyes. A little bit of a giveaway there on the heavy touch, but he seems to just be around the ball. And it's sometimes you just have those games where it's a magnet and it ends up attaching to you or following you. And he's going to get called on here. Accrington into the corner area, push on, and no foul. It's danced through and cleared out. So that was given as a foul by an Accrington player in the penalty area, taking out O'Connell. Mendy got taken out. First one was a shove and a push. The second one was with the feet and a clearance. And O'Connell has it, and here we go. Santiago, how are you? We got Iowa here. We got Santiago here. The regulars are drawing in. Hit that like button if you get an opportunity. Let the algorithm gods show their favor. Well, another reason to score early. Oh. Like that's frequent foul territory here. Is Adedoyan, is that's now the second foul in a row, and that one, and arguably the third, as that was with the legs. Adedoyan offside by Mullin, but Adedoyan, he's cleared out Mendy on the side. Then he took the legs out of O'Connell, and I don't know who it was for us, but he came in through the back again and took out their legs, and so. That is 3. You think that was a flop from us? Brendan without the flop counter going through withdrawal. Ah, right there, the flop. So you're a little bit ahead, but that, okay, I get it. So we know where Brendan is. The leg left to drag, and the Accrington player taking the opportunity and giving the old flopping fish. Wally, nice little dance into the 18-yard box. He's there. Well done by Max staying with him and able to get that left foot on it and clear it as it comes back in and it's bouncing around. Lee with it, looking, and then he deflects it off of a player back to Ogonkwo. Little less confident there. Well, confident, I guess, in the sense that they're looking to build it up, but a little less confident in actually finding the clearance, because that you bang it off a player, you don't know where that's going to go. And so we've drawn it back now. EOC with it, looking to build through the floor. and I'm okay with keeping it on the ground. And Kim, to your point with Wrexham passing Bairn at 50%, at least there. Palmer, is he onside? No offside flag going up. Palmer. Ooh. Mendy was asking for it, but I saw players over there, so I'm not sure you could have gone over. I think it took Palmer off, that he actually thought he was offside too, and when the flag didn't go up, it kind of shifted gears and away he went again. But a great little first touch by him, being able to get it in there, but not a good finish. And Brendan's got it there. A weak shot by Palmer. I think he was trying to place it more than anything else. Wasn't able to do it, as we've got a giveaway. Free kick for us, dangerous territory. Don't take it quickly. We're going to be 18-yard extended right next to the touchline on the left-hand side. Touchline, sideline. So right in front of the Wrexham Lager stand. And this is going to be McLean taking it. Bodies everywhere up front. Find us a touch early. Find us a touch early. Somebody in the box here. Oh, and it's not McLean. It's Lee. Going to be right-footed. Here we go. Served up. Flat. Touched. Flicked on, but nah. Well done in the sense that it was on the ground and dangerous, and Max was able to get his foot on it and drag it towards players, but it hit a body, and it's been knocked out, and here we go. Accrington with it now, just their side of half, looking to advance it. Is he left-footed, or is that an insult? Yeah, I'm loving it so far. I mean, Mendy's had one bad touch, but McLean up there putting pressure on has been awesome, and here he goes again. It's just McLean's work rate. Is there anybody who's got better fitness than he does? And he's getting up there in age, but he's still out there banging around. And so you got to love this, at least to start, is Accrington looking over, search over top, and it's well done by Max. That's 2-3 solid plays by Max. Flicked on by Palmer to Mullin. Mullin now on the chase. Can he beat him? He does. He's around 18-yard box, but too close to the goal line. He draws it back. Finds Palmer. Palmer shoots. Weak shot again. Just not enough thump behind that, right, Brendan? That was your comment before. Weak shot by Palmer. Another one, both by Palmer. He's in the mix, but would have liked to have seen him. Palmer forgot how to strike the ball. Just not getting a lot of weight behind it. The first one I can understand because he was looking for something, but that shot, that one just begged for somebody to put their foot through it, and not what he got. Not a tippy tap little shot, not mishit, just not with sufficient force. And I'm up to 3 shots now for us. Oops. We are sniffing around, but Accrington with it. They've drawn it forward. We had an opportunity to clear it, but we gave it right back to them. Nolan gets it over to the left-hand side. Barney's there in defense. 18-yard box. They're looking to try and get it in. They draw it in towards the middle of the field. I will give it to Accrington. They're trying to work it towards the middle rather than the outside, and here they go again. Here's an opportunity, and it's deflected, blocked, and Okonkwo connects it. I was like, Kim, don't do it to us. That's the jinx. Max has just been solid. He's had a block. He's had 2 aerial challenges that he's won out that were important, and he's had 1 theft through the ground in a duel, all early on. So got to give it to him as EOC comes forward and then flicks it over to Boyle as we're looking to build through the ground, and this is what I want. Give it through the midfield, and Mullin gets it. First touch up to Mendy, and Mendy's there with the pace. He beats him over to the goal, and he's able to get it. Tough for Mendy there because he didn't have a lot of time. Chase that down by the goal line. It's back to Mendy. Well done by the forwards, just eking out possession. Flicked in, and it's there. Mullin tries to go and get it down. I don't think that was a penalty. That Mullin went down to go and try and play that, and they tried to call it for a foul, but no luck. Mullin stayed down. He's complaining about his neck. You say he was pulled down. I thought he went down to try to get to it himself to make a play on that ball because it came in a low position. And yeah, he's not pulled down. He's trying to get there. I don't think you can call that. You can't give that. Were they engaged? Surely they were engaged physically, but was he trying to? Are you going to give that from the spot? I can't. Oh, let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. Between them and their fans. Lots of fouls. Like what fouls committed are now 5-1. Is that what I've got? It was 3-1, but we just picked up 2 in rapid succession. And they've been deserved, to be fair. There's just lots of grabbing and touching, and here we come forward. Barnett, right-hand side. He's got McLean with it, leaves it with them. McLean says go. Barnett says no, I'm coming back. Barnett has it, and he's going to draw it back to EOC at the midfield stripe. Is he going to switch? No, he's going to pull it over. Bad first touch there by Palmer, but he's able to save it and get it to Barney, who tries to dance around the defender and can't, and it's cleared. And here they come in the counter attack. Wally, he's running at O'Connell. Max is forward, and well done, EOC. Gets the right foot there on the way back, shepherding his man, and he was able to flick that right foot when the touch was a little too heavy and dispossess Wally, who Wally's looked threatening. See, that's what I'm looking forward to, Hugh. Absolutely, Brandon. Great job by EOC. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is just having the chance to chat with people there as we go forward, and we're going to get a throw. Barnett takes it quickly. McLean draws it into Max. He's up in the 18-yard box, flicks it out to Barney. Cross in. That's there. Scores! Find the head of Mullin. Puts it into the right-hand corner. That's a beautiful little... You know what? Well done by Max, being able to draw in the defender, getting it back to Barnett, who has the space. That cross, the only person that's there is Mullin. And you're like, just get it in the net. We're up 1-0, and I've got a little something for you. There we go. Beautiful. That was just all 3 of those players with a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous little interaction as they're singing. We've sung with the video. We are running, and let's go. 1-0, good guys. And man, the race course is on full display. Sorry, David and Michael, that you guys are getting deleted messages. No caps, no links. I'm assuming it's overexcited, and so they're just saying, slow down, you guys. Everybody's getting grabbed. Simon, get in. Brandon, goal, and Accrington coming forward as that's flicked forward, and Ogonko comes and collects and settles it down. Oh, baby. Sharing the good luck charm. Oh, don't have to apologize, guys. I apologize for having the bot running overtime, but it has to be done just to keep some level of consistency and measure and control, I suppose. Oh, man. Mullin getting tugged at, and they're just, we need to start seeing yellows for frequent cards here, because this is like 4 or 5. Mullin getting hauled back, tug of war with the jersey. So just to replay that one, over on the right-hand side, ended up taking the throw quickly, and then it ends up on the boot of Max, who was up there from the previous throw-in. And he ends up with, it has 2 defenders, and he draws them right up to the edge of the 18-yard box, and a long ball over top, and we're going to come back to that because Mendy's got it now in the left-hand corner. Left, looking across, fakes it, dancing. He's still looking to get across in. Dancing again. He won that one space, but doesn't get it up high enough, and it's cleared out. Back to the foot of Lee. Lee into the 18-yard box. Shot, and just misses to the right-hand side. Storming. We're storming right now. But because he pulled in both defenders, then Max just lays it up to Barnett, who's got all the space and all the time in the world. And because I called it, I'll just call it all the time then. if I can influence things that way. But Barnett with that and nobody around but Mullin all the time in the world to pick out a spot with his head, puts it into the corner to the right in front of him, the left of the keeper. And it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Are we offside? We're not offside, and it's Mullin into the 18-yard box and a flick, and we are storming. Long ball over top, had the defenders beat. Mullin's there racing forward, and Accrington slow with those hoof balls, so we can come at him either way. He gets there, and he can't get the touch on it, so this is a sort of a semi-volley chip loop, trying to get it into the net, and just misses to the right-hand side. I'm with Kim. Let's open it up. Let's open it up. Don't give him a sniff. McLean with a header, but Accrington able to take it, and here they go settling things down. Shipley down to Pickles, whose Pickles is playing in the center. What a great name, Pickles. Lifted forward, Boyle knocks it down to himself and then clears with his foot. Well done, and it's an Accrington head. Moved on forward up to Wally. And Max secures another one and gets it back to Ogonko. I didn't run the poll, so maybe that was the secret. Is let's not talk about score predictions. I felt bad last time Mullin scored on the pen, and I didn't get to play didn't play the song. 5-0 to the Robins. Would certainly take it, although calling them the Robins still seems odd, at least for us in North America. Come on. Let's get another one here, boys. 21-minute mark coming up on the clock. It's back to Boyle and to EOC in the back. Those of you in the UK still in that 3 p.m. blackout, so I guess hearing my voice, if not Mark. And Max with a bad first touch there. It's going to go throw to us as it's tackled out. A little bit heavy. Getting superstitious. Picking on Pickles. I'm sure he's used to it. It's a brilliant name, Pickles. Like I hear Pickles, I think like a big, large, super massive lineman in football who just got the nickname of being Pickles. McLean just attack in the middle, goes around two guys and tries to lay it forward, but not a really good pass. Nothing that Mendy could do. Too much enthusiasm. You're running forward. You're like, holy, I've been dancing around people. I'm racing around them. And then you have a heavy touch. Wally with Wrexham in 2008. To be fair, he's looked the best of the Accrington players so far. At least to my eyes. Like buttons down there if you haven't hit it. So pressure on Accrington moving forward, just crossed the midfield stripe, looking to build through the floor for the first time as they've been having a lot of long balls. And this is Wally now straight to the middle. And they don't attack through the corners. And they're going to get a free kick. What is that? 25 now, 30 yards out. And so they may end up having a go from here. We'll see. If those are 5-yard swaths then that's 18, and that'd be 32 yards out for Accrington. And it does let me know the chat has gone silent. Everybody seems to be pretty good. I haven't looked at the numbers as to how many people are in so far today, but 2 lined up on the spot. We're going to have 4 into the wall, 3 in the wall, 3-man wall. Accrington Stanley, who are they? I don't know. Something about being on a milk carton. No, what was the commercial that they were on? Right-footed, and there's the crack, and it's straight into the wall. Palmer's got it, and he's going to flick it over to Lee. But well done by Lee being able to get there. I thought that was going to be a giveaway. And then Cannon, does he lose it? Yeah, Cannon lost it there with a poor touch. So Accrington with it again. And are they going to try to build through the middle of the pitch again? Well done by Accrington to be able to maintain control there, bouncing around to each other. Accrington maintaining possession. Well done. Dispossessed, and we got numbers. We got Mullin and Palmer. Flick it. Scores! Turnover, brilliant from McLean, gets it over to Mullin, who just ends up walking forward and says, I'll take this from about 25, 28 yards out, and just a right-footed. Didn't look like he got a lot into it, but he got it. That's enough. And we will take that. Gorgeous. Right-footed, and I guess it was closer than that, maybe 24 yards out, right footer, and he ends up finding it, and Mullin says, somebody wanted somebody to grab this game by the scruff of the neck and to take control and to reassert ourselves. I'm Paul Mullin. I can do that for you. And so hat trick coming in. Let's hope Mullin do it. It's back to normal. It's 2-0 and we're running. And all of the sins and all of the worries and all of the concerns, for a moment at least, go flooding away. I don't have plans. Right now, I have just scramble to try to get as much done as I can. And it's been a tough little stretch with work and the house move, probably coming and selling things and all that sort of stuff. And good morning, boy. As the eldest has arisen in the household. And there's the obvious question, why can we not play like this away? Barnett cross into the area. We're still there and couldn't get up. Held by the search. Jersey tug and Boyle couldn't get up there. No foul. And we've got it over in the corner and it's flicked out. Are we able to keep possession? And yes, we are. So we draw it forward. Cannon now down the left-hand side, searching. Lots of Accrington jerseys there. So he stops, pulls up, gets it over, and it's scooped. Far post. Boyle is still there. Can he save it? He does. He flicks it back into the box. And they're saying, no, that went out. So 2-0 good guys. I didn't realize that whole reference of for the good guys into the bad guys was not a thing in the UK until I mentioned it in the Bradford game when they scored 1-0 bad guys and it went out there and everybody loved it. So now got to keep it, right? 2-0 for the good guys. Accrington with it, left side, Max, brilliant little touch. Max is having his best game. Like everything he's touching going exactly where it's supposed to be and where he wants it to be. That's all we needed was the calendar to change over. Jake's got it figured out. Oh, man. Long cross over into the area, and Ogonkwo is able to collect it. Everybody's been looking good, and there's Brendan just with it. Great energy by the fans. They have the players flying around. Everybody's playing great. Long ball over top. It's going to get around him over to the left-hand side, but just goes a little bit too far, and it's shepherded out by the keeper. But dangerous long ball, which when you play through the middle of the pitch, it makes those long balls more threatening because they're less expected. You don't have the backs already pushing backwards and expecting that those are going to come forward. They've got to stay on their toes. Possession 50-50. I can update the shots now as I've been sleeping on that front. Accurate passes only 77-78 for both times. We have 3 corners. We have 4 shots on target. All that has been an ill for us is now being answered. Oh, God. No. Where are the Accrington Stanley supporters for this one? Are they not in the Wrexham Lager stand just down close to the goal? Yeah, I stopped setting up the Twitch and I just came over to YouTube. So it just I was getting like one or two people, and I figured with the graphic setup that's over here and changing that up and it not showing up as well elsewhere, that it was just easier to get it done on this side. And so a crew loss would be amazing. Stockport not playing. Mansfield, haven't seen an update there. I still have more in reserve. I don't think we've seen the Fletcher one so far that I've made. I think we've seen McLean once. And we haven't got a Hayden goal or Davis, and I don't know if we've got Barnett either. So I got more in reserve. So let's just make it a 10-0 game, and I'll play a whole bunch. Well, they're satisfying him, Kim. Holt says, take this one off. And the question is who's he? Is this Palmer helping Mullin? Is this just confidence between having who's running on your wing? I guess not your wing, but next to you. Hey, Ruth, happy to have you here. Enjoy the dog training. And we will be here as the youngest begins to stir in the house. Accrington with it, right-hand side, looking to throw it in, get it in. And Cannon immediately with the challenge, and well done. Dispossesses him, lands to Lee's foot, and it comes to us, and here we go. Back to Max. And despite Mullin scoring 2, Max, you might argue, challenging him for man of the match with his performance, because it's just been, knock on wood, error-free. Free kick for Accrington. They're going to get it there. The officials didn't like it and said it was soft. Here's on the replay, and bit of a flop, but that's fine. Another disc. McLean just comes back. That's the third that he's stolen away. Getting a little upset with Max getting all the love in the back. McLean says, I'm just nick another one myself. Chemistry. It's been gorgeous. And yes, Jello, still lots of time. And another turnover. Can lead. Oh, and he gave it to them. Lee, the big bully. You tank of a man. He's absolutely huge. It was a shoulder charge. They both came at it, and one player comes screaming in with full pace, making contact with Lee, and Lee gets called for the foul. It goes the other way. They give it away anyway, and Ogonko gets it, so nothing comes of it. But that was just that was funny more than anything else. Max, well done as he gets stepped on. So that's not the free kick. Oh, they count that as the free kick. I thought he was returning that back to the spot, but instead Accrington says, well, that's our excuse to get this underway, and it's back on Max's foot, and he just clears it right-footed and too heavy. And you know what? That's his first bad touch, but I will take it to just clear things as the sun is coming out. See, this is what we need, Jake. We need you to tell us what's happening there with the weather. Live and in charge. And I don't know why that would have got retracted, Jake, unless you did it, because nothing looked to be bad there. Peanut butter and jelly? Accrington with it. Dangerous. Another nice block. That was well done by Boyle. That could have been something dangerous, although it came out of nowhere. And it was able to get nicked, and that's his Accrington now sniffing around. A little bit of a layoff for a couple of minutes here, but Lee able to take the ball. I can't remember in a game where we've had this many ground duel wins. We've just stolen ball after stolen ball, and here's another long ball, and that's chasing on Pickles. and Pickles is able to clear it over Mullin, and we're going to end up getting, I think that's a long throw, not a corner. Oh, no, it's going to go for a corner. Defenders are like, there have been very few errors, and there have been it's not just the defenders positionally, it's the midfielders getting back and stealing it. It's been good. Aaron Pickles, the 18-year-old center back, getting his second start for Accrington Stanley. Under pressure, Lee, cross, headed away. I think we have to say that when he's got 2 goals, but it's still right there. Yes! Hat trick! Paul Mullin, far post, over on the cross, and in the first half, 35 minutes in. Let's run it. Out of nowhere. Paul Mullin just says, you know what? I'm going to bail us out. I'm going to save us from our doldrums. I'm going to rescue us. Oh, as Lee, right foot, skip, past 2 defenders, and there it is. Mullin, far post, getting down after it and saying, yeah, 3-0. I'm back. Let me assert myself here, folks. Oh, so much fun. No denying who you're right, Dylan. No denying who he is now. Mullin looking to do the Holland. Do we call for 5? Rising from, I can't say the ashes, but let's be honest, hasn't had the greatest start. And he says, let's do it. And we had another dispossession and couldn't get to it. Is that what it was? Holy man. Cross in for Accrington, and it's cleared away. Well done by Boyle to keep alive, and gets it, and Cannon and Lee interplay, and they put Mullin into the races again. Mullin, he's got Pickles. Dance on him, sir. Dance on him. Brings it back, and he's pulled down. Oh, I thought he was pulled down. They said he lost his balance, but I saw a right hand on the back. Did anybody else see that, or am I making things up live? I thought we were going to get a penalty kick on that one. Mullin on a mission. What is it? 3-0 good, guys. Whew. Not just a Wrexham lead, a Wrexham beatdown. We've sharpened off the elbows, and we're dropping them. 3-0. Parky's on the side. He's still into it. It's been good everywhere. Right, Brendan? Connection through the back. The defense is there. We're nicking possession and able to turn it up quickly. A good little interplay as it goes up the field. Everybody's setting it up on the right-hand side. And everything, Gail, as you just say, you can't deny chemistry. All of that absence of it, we've been starving for this since the Barrow game. Starving for, and just we've looked like a completely different team. And they've had to come and pull Parky back. He's up 3-0, and he's they made a play. Accrington gave it back to us, and we play it forward. So that was Accrington Stanley with the fair play, bad call, and Accrington gave it back to us. Don't see that very often, especially in a 3-0 game. Sandy, I'm hoping you're watching this thing somewhere, Sandy. It's been gorgeous. It's been beautiful. Raymond calling for blood. Little bit of a scramble there on that play, and it goes out, and Ogonko's clapping. He knows that was a bad one. As it clears out. 1 point off the top of the league. One game to turn it around. Somebody by the scruff of the neck, and great power. And I think did that deflect? Off to the right, to the left of Ogonko. Andrew's got to be enjoying this one. I have no idea, Sandy, but we're going to ship him a case. We're going to ship him a case of this. RKO. Haven't you been away for a couple of games too early on? I don't know whether to. Maybe it's just sniffing around. You got to be awake for it, but not with us. You'll have to figure out whatever routine worked for you, RKO. You got to keep it. Yeah, it's been something. Max with it. Max just the more he's playing, like you thought he was confident before, he's just looking in control. He's now pushing himself forward as he grabs it and sends it up. And dangerous pass back, and EOC put under pressure, just kind of thumps it up in the air. And we get a free kick there for the hold on the back. Hey, I get that. My alarm goes off, and there's been once this season I slept through and didn't even wake up, but there have been 2 other opportunities where I've woken up late and missed the alarms. And then the mass scramble is on. Mendy with it, left side, 40th minute. What are we thinking? 3 minutes of extra time? Lee up into Mullin. He draws it back. Lee scores! 4-0. Good, guys. Mullin with the brilliant pass to Elliot Lee. The white Pelly. We're just... Oh my God. This is too much now. No, I'm not saying too much. I can never have enough. But here we go with a little bit of love for Elliot Lee. Holy. So Lee gives it to Mullin. Mullin goes down to the goal line on the left-hand side and just draws it back and finds Lee. And Lee says, thank you. One little touch to his foot and then scoops it up over into the right-hand side, and no sound on the Lee video. Well, let's do it again.
The other day, he said to me, "I see the white belly." So I asked, "Who is he?" He goes by the name of
You can't have it with no sound, can you? You can't have it with no sound. Oh. Rock check with it. Get in. Boys are on a roll. Lee's turn to search for the hat trick, says Alpine Newt Play Games. How many videos do I have in reserve? I guess I got to make sure I unmute them. My God, what is happening? We call that an apple in hockey. I don't know, from Mullin. He's got, when you get an assist, that was a McLean with it, still coming. 42 minutes. We're going to have 3-4 minutes of added time here as Wrexham has found their feet. Forced a throw in, and well done with the effort from Lee, who does the little, or not Lee, by Mullin. And we've got a quick throw in, and here we go. They're just energized. Like, even the play away from the ball is not everybody sticking their hands up wondering what's happening, but they're rolling off like it's almost like pick and rolls. Hey, Kip with the old Elliot Lee. Love it. Tonic. Vince with the word tonic. It just purge all that funk from us. It's everybody. Max has looked absolutely brilliant back there. EOC's been confident, pushing it up. Nice little touches like this. We've had the long balls. We've won every duel, or all duels all over the place. McLean with the pressure. It's just, it's also frustrating because you look back at the last stuff and you don't expect 4-0 and this, everybody going. But we were begging for one person to find it, and all of a sudden, all 11, well, to be fair, we haven't seen Okonkwo, so 10 out of 11, and he'll get a chance here as there's a corner. Well done by EOC to be able to do that. The fourth wall, the 4 walls, fourth wall, maybe that was the magic. But 4 goals in the first half, W&G. It is madness at KRAS. That race course roar. Was it the giveaways? Was it the $5 free? $5 free, sorry, 5 quid. There's the corner. It's crossed in and headed away. Palmer clearing that one. And then volleyed and just thumped down into safety security. I just checked the shots, but yeah, you're right. 9-4, and it's forward, and we're onside. Going forward, McLean rushing to join. Mullin looking for number 4. Saved. Ooh, and the goalkeeper with the daggers. Did you see that one getting up? Like, just come on. Yeah, let's keep that. We're not supposed to talk about it, though. Superstition demands it, no? Gave the throw to Accrington. I don't know how that went out. Off of the shot that went out, and Mullin's like, what? Andrew's been in a couple of stinkers, too, and so this is nice. I am so confused and bewildered and amazed and impressed, and 4 minutes of added time, by the way. Speechless. Like, it's been everybody. As Mendy forces a turnover there, Sandy's getting greedy. We're all enjoying this ride right now. Is that first half? Last season, even, did we have a first half like this? Not while we were streaming. I don't recall. I don't recall seeing a half like this. That's who it was. It was Prince William pissing everybody off by showing up on St. David's, and half a significant portion who ate the key. They're singing. Elliot Lee in the background is Ogonko's lining up the ball in the box. Man of the match decision already made for us. Is that's what Mark just said? I mean, yeah, but you've got to give it to absolutely every player on the field. Palmer's had some great touches early on. We've got another one stolen by Barney, and that's got to be a yellow. That's got to be a yellow. That has to be a yellow. Oh, I was thinking about it and was walking towards him, but he says no. That was obvious, and Barney took that one in the thigh from the right leg, getting left out there. What is this, last season? As we push forward, has to be the fourth wall stand. Must be something. It's brought into the area. Accrington able to clear it, and they played advantage, but then brought it back. Yeah, we will take it. We will climb that. Stockport's going to have a game in hand on us at the end of this one, though, right? Because of their cancellation of. Oh no, it was Stockport was canceled, yes, and also Notts and Bradford City. Crew is up. Mansfield's going to have a game in hand, and they're doing their thing as well. But you know what? You're securing points. Right, and if you looked at the games that we had the toughest competition for this round, I would say, and so we're still. I like the expected goals say we're only supposed to have one. One minute until the end of a magical first half as Accrington Stanley get just shell shocked. Like, you can look at and see it in their faces. The keeper's been giving them the business. Adedoyan, who's been up there and active and maybe a little bit cheap early in the game. And there's Andrew. Well, that's a fabulous half. Mullin on it. Oh, they blow it down for the offside whistle. I'm never critical of W&G. I'm always appreciative of you and the work that you do to ensure that we're all looped in and caught up, and I got to fix that whole system, and we'll see what I can do for options going forward as we've got it looking for the halftime whistle. Cruz thumping Morecambe And so I'll just take a cheeky look here at the table, as that was something to behold. That's for sure. So I'll just take a cheeky look. Unreal. 149 watching here. Hey, while you're at it and before you sneak away for the half, down below, hit the like button. Also, make sure that you found that link for the After 90 Minutes. We'll be jumping over there afterwards. They can do better. Sandy with just never happy. Sandy always demanding that extra. 4-0, looking for 5 at least in the second half, or we're walking away from this one in protest. Charles, what a match it has been. You've got to settle on this now, right? You've got to settle on this. Like, until Evans and or Jones come back, McLean in the mids running around causing havoc is a need. Mullin and Palmer, whether it's just confidence, comfort, or whatever, like I'm just losing track here on everything. And remember, Palmer had those two chances early that he didn't really strike well, and then it just sort of, as I'm watching the replay here, this was Mullin to the goal line, drawing it back for Palmer. This was the second of his chances where just not a lot of thump on it. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Well done on Max. That first goal was Max's work and Barnett with the service and able to head it in. Some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff there. But I will take the Mansfield draw as well. I mean, if Newport County at the half can maintain that for us, that's helpful, recognizing that Mansfield's then sitting at 1 point ahead of us, but with a game in hand. We're tied with Stockport. They're going to have to make up their game today, but Stockport's in a funk. Man, did anybody have the guts or the chutzpah or the cojones to say that this was going to be a 4-0 even at 90 minutes? Not me, not Mem, but yeah, I'm with you. I didn't like that to be at the start. I didn't think it was going to be as significant as it was, but I thought, why are we not spreading these Tuesday games out and around to find some time? Palmer's been beasting it. It just needs a couple more then. Just a couple of more. I hope that's 6-0, not 6-6. But I still think that, I mean, there's got to be one or two more in it. But I think, yeah, 4-0 at halftime. That's where I'm at. Really? Barrow with 53 points. They've got 2 games in hand. Yeah, I guess they could get up to 59, couldn't they? Just Barrows, they've been struggling. 3 losses in a row, right? Just give him the takeover. Oh, stop the clock. Thank you. We're at the 52nd minute here. Let me set everything up. I'm just rattled. I just wanted somebody to step up, somebody to do a thing. And Mullin said, I will take over. I will do that. And he's had, and to be fair, it's been everybody. Everybody's done their role. We've nicked possession all over the field with ground duels. We've had interceptions. Mac's been great in the back. Boyle with the clearance. EOC with a couple of blocks, pushing it on forward. Barney setting things up. Max has looked exceptionally comfortable, not just in defense, but offense, because he came back up and has been working with Barney on that right-hand side. Kim had been happy with 2. I would have been happy with 2. And I got to go and find the fought mob and try and get the stats all up, as I'm just scrambled all over the place as we finish the half with 10 shots. But here's some things to consider. We went something like 22 shots where we had only 3 on target until the second half in the last game where we started to add some more. We've had 10 shots and 7 out of 10 are on target and 4 found the back of the net. Like night and day. Absolutely night and day. Call it the February curse. I'm with Tobias. I will absolutely accept that. We will call that the February curse. It's been referenced by a couple of others as well. Welsh-speaking Patagonian Argentinian celebrating halftime. Absolutely. Steve getting hungry for more and says, let's double it. John called 5-0. Just leaked in here and left. But wanted to make sure that he had his message. Oh. That's the crazy part about it is and here's the thing that I'm looking at is I was looking at it being either Stockport or us in a difficult situation because both teams out of form, Crew doing well and with the easiest schedule going out. Or why? Here's the thing: why I would call it the run out to the end of the season, but it's called the run in. And is that because it's the run into promotion? Is that run it like why out versus in? Run out versus run in. But anyway, the run to conclude the season. I thought we might run out of legs, but just based on our performances since Barrow and not even really seeing a sniff of who we had. Remember the bounce back games we had after the 5-0 drubbing against Stockport? It was good times after that Stockport game, and we were on point. And yeah, there it is. We're trying to run out the season versus run into promotion. I just found it interesting. So, but yeah, Chris, you're exactly right. Wrexham is on fire. Great atmosphere at the EK Ross. Lots of games not running here. We know that the MK Dons game is over. Got a bit of a hand from the Wombles there to take 3 points from them, so that makes it more of a 4-horse race rather than a 5-horse race. So we're really got as many eyes on this one as we do. I thought somebody was saying that Morecambe was getting beat down, and maybe it's just the Fought Mob stats somebody's got there that might be interested in sharing or seeing. But it is only 1-0 on the scoreboard there. Yeah, it's interesting. I think that's probably it, Mike. But to me, it's the run out. But it's the run out even for the play. Like even if you're a playoff team, it's still the run out. And I haven't looked at the MLS to be fair. Just not a lot. I enjoy going to football matches, and so going to BC Place, especially knowing that in 2 years it's hosting World Cup games. I may end up having to get season tickets if that's how they're going to give away tickets because I want to get as many as I can get. Being able to go to a World Cup live in your own backyard is pretty damn cool. And if England and or Wales or South Korea can get dropped into a game in Vancouver, I will be screaming like a 2-year-old at Christmas. The first 9 are out. Nah, that's a good analogy. You're right. The golf analogy there from Alex. It's 9 out and the back 9 are back in. Yeah, I will take Morecambe helping us out, Newport helping us out. Ruth is now the official dog trainer for Wrexham AFC. If not, we'll send you $5 to make sure that you everybody send $5 to Ruth so she can train dogs all over the country, wherever she is. back into the location, the clubhouse. Yeah, somebody will have to look up the etymology of the run out and the run in. Jordan Davis coming back in. Hey, I've got the Davis video. I need to see. I'd like to play the Palmer one and the McLean one and the Hayden. Well, Hayden's can't get in. Davis and Barnett. Magic, M. Absolute magic. Everything that you were frustrated by and couldn't see in the last matches, you could have watched, or we've been watching in the first half. It has been a Mullin show with the hat trick. He's also got an apple or an assist with his playback to Lee. You've got Max with so much confidence, it's ridiculous. Errorless in defense, and now advancing forward and playing with Barney on the right-hand side with their interplay. It was his brilliance, that being Max, that led to the first goal. You've got Palmer holding things up. You got McLean running like a banshee in the midfield. You've got every single player on the pitch stealing ball all over the place. It has banished. Go to your room, Em. Go to your room. I will take, you look at the goal differential, 19 points. It does matter with Crew. We're not going to be able to reel Stockport in 10 points behind. Well, maybe we are. Let's make it 10 points and climb to within 4 of Stockport. That would be nuts. And don't come back until June. M, poor M. And is it as simple as that, Dave? Is it as simple as it just Palmer being able to free up time? I mean, because yes, I've seen it, but man, it's like everybody's been fired up. Everybody's been fired up. I feel sorry for you because now that we know who the person was, Andrew's going to have to go to every game. Andrew's not watching well, he is logging in, but he's at the stadium. So we're going to have to make sure that Andrew's going to more games and sitting in section C. And M, I hate to tell you this, but we're going to be looking at you if things go south. Oh, wait, Mumlin's too. You guys are both in purgatory. 4-0 up and an absolute beauty of a game. 10 shots, 7 on target, 51% possession. Say that 5 times really fast. 51% possession. 51% possession. They've been leading in the fouls. Lots of holding and who was it? Adedoyan has been banging into everybody all over the place. Oh, I think the answer to that question is 9 as of today. The Palmer-Mullin combination had 8 runouts as to start matches this season. Most of them, to be fair, right after Mullin came back from his injury, and none since November 28th. That was the last time that Palmer had a start. So the thing is as great as it's been, and Brian brings up another point, 0 shots for Accrington Stanley on target. And it's been everybody. The fans have been in it from the outset. The club, $5 off to everybody, and everyone gets a free scarf, has been absolutely brilliant. That the sight of the fans all holding up the scarves at the start of the game was magic. Lost 1 so far this season that Palmer has started, and not Palmer, just that's Palmer Mullin. We've lost more. I think there was a couple that Palmer Dalby played in that we lost. But I think that's like, I'm trying to think of how could, unlike before, the only mistakes that happened, and they weren't really mistakes, is Palmer forgot how to put his foot through the ball. Because he's had those 2 shots and neither one of them, the first one, I think he was trying to place it. And so that's why it didn't have as much authority. But that second one, that pass back from Mullin that was given to him, just was begging for his foot to go through it. And it didn't. So if I'm being really, really picky, that's my criticism of Wrexham for the first half, is Palmer, despite dominating on some first touches and freeing up space and doing all the things that Palmer does well, he hasn't really thumped it, trying to get it on goal. That'd be nice. I would love to be able to see us get a couple of more here and make the goal differential. Because when you sit there and look at us being on 19 points up, where you've got Stockport at 29, you're not going to catch Mansfield at 38. But I would love to narrow that gap. I would love to narrow that gap. Ollie Palmer for man of the match. A bold move, Kim. A bold move. And Chris, I was looking for, I mean, I married a Yorkshire lass. I've been looking for a football team for 6 years. And 2 reasons, welcome to Wrexham being one. But the fact that it's Wales, and I'll be honest, not just because it's a Welsh club, but because it's not an English club. And that was for me for a little bit of opportunity to get the thumb out to people. And as Canadians, I think that we're used to being the smaller country, overshadowed by the other, and dealing with that in professional sports. And so it was easy to get behind. Welcome to Wrexham. As we're back on, Accrington standing on the ball, waiting for the call. Change is made. There we go. We're underway, and Accrington Stanley with it, going from left to right on your computer screen or phone or tablet, wherever you're watching. Us from right to left as Accrington able to run straight forward with Barney on the shoulder, and Barney just ends up saying right when it gets to the 18-yard line, that's far enough. I'm taking that back, and they spin it the other way. Giveaway, though, and here they come, Accrington Stanley with it, is we have a whole 30-second lapse in play before we get possession here. Ooh, a bad clearance, and well done on the tackle to get that back. Nothing on the challenge. Cannon got there with the tackle, and then one of the subs came in and got him. I think they're letting that play. Did he get the cleats into him? Poor Cannon taking shots to the gut. Oh, it wasn't studs. It was the follow through with. He took a hip check, and the card came out for that one. I'll tell you why I don't like that. The card should have come out earlier, and the card should have come out as a message that it was the tackle that was inappropriate, where it almost feels as though the ref was monitoring to see if Cannon was hurt or not. So the new sub, Josh Woods, 39, he doesn't look that old. Always the underdog, and I'm with you. And always have to deal with the flat cappers, right? And we dealt with that in rugby league. We deal with that in football. Why are you playing in the English league? Well, because we were invited to and participated from back in. W&G with the bad news. Still love you for it, but Crew goes up 2-0. Mansfield adding to it. So it's looking like it's a hold, which, let's be fair, this was one of the weeks where I was looking at the lineup and going, we're probably the team under pressure here to be able to hold. And so I will take that opportunity to hold if that's where we end up going, as the games get harder for the teams around us. And we nick possession again, and we get it out to Mullin. He's got to draw it back. He's got nobody out there for support. He does. Finds it to Lee, gets it to Mendy, back to Lee. We'll have 11 left after this. This is 12 down, so we'll have 11 to go. And it'll be 6 at home, 5 away, if I recall correctly. Palmer just battling. Has to be, Dave, has to be most improved player of the season is Max. I think most people would have thought Tunnicliffe sliding in to fill that role, or Hayden to dominate it. But Max, he got his chance and he grabbed it, and he won't let go of that. Just McLean, more possession, gets it to Lee. He's got pressure on him, so he's running backwards to the center backs to try and maintain that, and he does that. We need top 3 for auto promotion. Yes, historically, that means somewhere between 78 and 88 points, with 82 being the mean, the average. 78's been enough twice in the last 20 years. And one year, they had to get all the way up to 88. So Barnett just running with the ball and dancing around people, and there's a shot over top as the tech end tries to get into an opportunity to get a cheer. I'm hoping you're right, Chris. I don't know about destiny. I've actually only felt that once, and that was the New York Rangers winning the cup in 1993. 93, 94. That just seemed nobody could touch them. And Accrington gets a cross in, and Boyle with the header. So it's knotted out, headed away, and we'll get the throw in. Good stuff. Yeah, it's been a gorgeous, I mean, a little bit slow getting out of the gate on this one, but how do you keep up the pace with where everything's been at? So Crew's going to jump over Stockport. We're going to reel Stockport in. They're going to have that makeup game. Not much of a change at the top of the standings except for the MK Dons. There's a gap there between 4th and Walsall still marching. Like Walsall, not a team that you want to play in the playoffs because we've seen them. I mean, yes, we were sick, but they've been doing their thing. Gillingham's sitting at 7th now. Barrows slides all the way down to 8th. Mullin flick down to Palmer. Palmer looking, I'm blocked, and it's picked up by Lee now. Left-hand side. Mendy, get up there and support. Can't get there, and so Mendy gets it back at the 35 yards out, and he looks to run it forward and gets it over to McLean, and we're going to go back to the left. Chipped forward, up over to Cannon. Cannon to Mendy. Mendy at the outside of the box. He's got him beat. He can get the cross in. The cross is there, up in the air, knocked down, and oh, great save. Mullin with it, deflects it off himself. Barney had the shot, had the chance. I was ready to play the song, and Barnett missed it. Can't be running 100% all the time. That'd just be unfair. Jake Roberts with the update that the rain has started to fall. Palmer knocks it down to Mullin. Palmer knocks it down to Mulmer. The dangerous Mulmer combination. Palmer knocks it down to Mullin, and Mullin gets the right foot off of the ground, but it goes out, and it's going to be a corner from the far side as Gillingham, thanks W&G, crawls up 2-0 on Salford. Lee, right-footed in swinger. Danger, flat, and oof, love it. Boyle just missed it, and now it's picked up, and O'Connell getting cheeky up there in the corner, and he's wiped out. And we're going to get a free kick from basically the corner. Yeah, and really since December, January, they were well down the table. I think when we played them, they were something like 17th, and they've climbed all the way back into it. Mansfield up on Newport. Studs showing. Everybody's in the box here. Boyle getting pushed in the back. Drawn out, and it's O'Connell runs back and tries to side foot that and dance in the opposite way to get that in. Going for the Magic now. What's interesting to me, and this part of this is just a byproduct of winning, but even late in the season, to see everybody at the top with green bars by their name winning, and everybody at the bottom we're losing. Only one game with no points, and that's Sutton and Tranmere, as Grimsby trying to distance themselves from the relegation zone, up 1-0 on FGR. Good tackle, brought forward. EOC, calm little flip to McLean. McLean looks up the pitch and misread there as Mullin thought he was going to be going inside. McLean goes outside, inside, outside, upside down. They miss on that connection. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the Accrington fans sitting there and there's like 20 of them? Is that all that's shown up from Accrington to travel down to Wrexham for this one? Yeah, they've been dug themselves a hole, but 18th and looking to move forward. They're sitting 0-0. Absolutely. 20. I missed what that reference was. Was that something that I said? Did I say 20-0 instead of 2-0? I don't know what I've said. And Accrington Stanley with it, looking for a cross, and that was a horrible cross. That's about as bad as it gets from, that's one of their subs. Well, or it's Martin. I don't know who that was. Anyway, that was one of the worst crosses of the year from outside on the left-hand side, up in the air, 6 feet over and 8 feet too far. Okonkwo looking to line things up. 55 minutes as the clock ticks on what is a very gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful, slightly rainy Saturday in Wrexham. Headed forward, we're going to have a throw as the pace has slowed down a little bit. Oh, the 20. The away fans are always in the Wrexham Lager stand close to the tech end, correct? Did they move them? Because if they didn't move them, I'm literally staring. Oh, and maybe they're up at the upper level. But I thought that they were in like an L and they had the tarps there, and sometimes the tarps would be removed depending on the sale. And I don't see Accrington fans. I see scarves everywhere. The announcement will come out, but it's a quiet day. Mendy dancing left-hand side. Draws it back to Lee, and we're going to come back to our center backs. Yeah, the Dons are definitely in a run, and it's one of those things. Their loss today to the Wombles is brilliant because I want them to lose to everybody that's below them, but I would love for the Dons to go on a run and take out Mansfield twice. Right? They've got them twice, starting their first one on Tuesday. And Adedoyan now with it for Accrington Stanley on the left-hand side, taking on Max into the 18-yard box, gets the opportunity, and Okonkwo saves it and saves it for a goal kick. I think that would have been a brilliant move. I mean, what's the cost of a scarf? Warehouse, like for giveaway prices for their... Can't be that much, right? Remember, Andy Holt pillaging Wrexham and his own fans to the tune of $68,000 or 68,000 quid in profit in the last game with his £5 markup. Remember his statement. Oh, it's for police costs. The special police costs required under Section 25 of the Police Act. And then coming out and telling us it was a £12,000 expense, and him selling tickets for $82,000 more than that. Just beautiful. Anyway, Accrington Stanley with an opportunity, and Woods, the sub, blasts it to the moon. Did that stay within the stadium over on the Cop side? That's the question that we want to ask. Is Donnie would like to see Waters score one. Waters, Bickerstaff obviously not playing in this one for Accrington because he's playing the team that he's loaned from. But Waters not really after it. Still got the yips. Ogonkwo with it. And here's the other thing. Ogonkwo hasn't put it out of bounds yet, because he's usually good for one from behind. Is that one lands, flips forward, and Mullins gets it down to Mendy to settle it down. 4 players over on the left-hand side. Interplay. Mullin to Lee. Lee running forward, loses it. The first tackle was good, but the second one, I thought he got an arm into him. But it's turned away, and Accrington now with it, running forward. Played forward to Adedoyan over on the left-hand side with EOC, who tries to beat him, and he gets around him. And it's going to go for a goal kick. I'm with you, Kim. I am with you. And so that went for a corner. Interesting. I didn't think that came off of EOC, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's going to be a left-footed outswinger from the left-hand side for Accrington Stanley in a dangerous area, but Ogonko, well done. Comes out, just collects it, easy, calm as can be. And away we go the other way. Hey, if you're watching this, we're only 10 away from 1,300. Hit the subscribe button. You got to hit the subscribe button to come and chat. Do it. Come in. Say hi. We're here. Do your thing. Like button works too. After 90 minutes after this, which had a little bit of a tech glitch with some people not able to set it up on their streams. So I think I might be the only person streaming it, but away we go. Still looking for, even though would still love Newport to be able to come back against Mansfield. Is Wally really their only threat? He gets pulled off. Because Adekoya comes in. So that's Adekoya and Adedoyan. Just so that I can keep them separate. Adekoya. Novel and welcome. It's been solid. It's been solid. Let's get Marriott out there and let him grab a couple. It's knotted back. Everything's steady Eddie, easy as, calm as they play it forward. We're still there. No real heavy push like we had in the first half with the press, but we're still there sniffing around as Mullin tries to pull him down the left side into a mob of Wrexham defenders, but they're able to work that one forward and they just steal the ball. Max grabs it, gets it back to Arthur, and Arthur pumps it down the pitch. Lee with the ball off the long ball. Palmer was able to take up the man, and the ball is left, and Lee collects it. Well done by Palmer to ensure that happened. And Mendy now with it on the left-hand side. Cross slip, gets it forward, and it's there for Cannon. And Cannon, yeah, it's good. Actually, that was wide right anyway. It had all the height that it needed to be able to be an extra point, but it went to the right of the goal. Wrexham just wanting to be able to say that they can build on something, so it can't be perfect. And I guess those Wrexham fans, yeah, you can see the English fans. They're all stuffed up in the top corner. Very few of them coming down below into the lower half of the Wrexham Lager stand, but I wouldn't say that they've sold out there. It looks like there's extra space available. We'll get a throw in on the right-hand side. 3 warming up. It's got to be Marriott. It's got to be Bolton. We got to get those guys going. So give them opportunity for legs. Anybody else is really flicked forward. We're moving forward. Palmer just bossing more possession, but deflected out, and it's going to be a throw in. Mullin with it over there, just throws it back to Barney. Who else potentially comes in? And why is my lineup not rotating? Because I clicked the wrong button. So let me do that and flick that over. As nobody else has commented that we haven't been getting. Throw in from the right-hand side into the area just outside the box. Barney with it. That from the goal line. Not enough to get enough height. Doesn't go forward, but it's headed back in, headed back out. But they collide, so it wasn't really a confident clearance, but it ends up getting help with a boot. And here it comes down the right-hand side. We collect. Max searching. Looking for the switch. No, draws for Mullin in the middle. And Accrington's able to gain possession. And, McLean with a foul, but play advantage. And a little bit of a stiff touch on that one as Accrington moves forward on the left-hand side. Taking on Max. 18-yard box. There's the shot. Blocked by EOC. Knocked down. Blocked again. Headed away by Boyle. And that'll be a corner. Walsall asserts itself again. Thank you, W&G. 2-1. Whoo-wee. Going to be an in-swinger from the left-hand side, staring at the fourth wall. The cop. Tight to the goal, Ogonko collects. Well done. And that's exactly what you want him to do. A body that big, just get up there and take it. Die. Morecambe looked better when they lost 6-0 than Accrington today. Yeah, potentially. I didn't see enough of that game to be able to give any comment on it, though. That's on me. And Die, Greedy Guts, looking for 2 more as the fans are in full voice. And Mendy knocks it out as Accrington's had some maintained pressure here. Let's go back to the Fought Mob stats. I haven't updated the shots at all in the second half as we're sitting at 14-6. Ogonko, big save there. Had to get there on full stretch over to his left-hand side. Long range shot, but still with enough pace that it called the question. And he had answers. And, oh, Palmer, you sexy man, you. Just takes the ball away, and then it's given away, but not by him, but by Mendy. But Palmer, well done with the effort. Barnett nicks it away now. Cannon back to O'Connell, and he gives it away. A little bit lazy with our passes from the back line moving forward, whether that be Mendy on the other side helping out, or whether that be EOC that time as they come into the box again. Lee comes out defensively, gets it to Wood. Wood with the cross, and it's headed up in the air. Well done. Lee up to go and get it, and it's loose, and Wood settles it down for Accrington as he's got Lee all over him. That was a shout for that it went out, but nobody giving it to him. I didn't think that went out, but we'll see. And Accrington with it, looking. Adedoyan dances 1, dances 2, and it's guess who's there with the cover? Cannon to free up the ball, and Max to get it away, and Palmer working, and he earns it. Palmer, enough's enough. That's a loose ball. I'm going to go and get it. I'm going to stay on my feet and just keep on fighting until he ends up getting ripped to the ground by 2 Accrington defenders. As that's Palmer, hand on the back, jersey pull. Well done. Well done. 15 shots, 8 on target, 52% possession. We're at 75% passing. Fletcher standing. I can see Marriott and Fletcher coming in. As Accrington get the ball again, and it goes out. That went out. I can tell that from the far pitch, but it doesn't. It's all forward, and Mendy able to clear it. So there's a chance, is what you're saying. There's still a chance. Looking for Morecambe Magic or Newport Magic is, dangerous shot. And Ogonko with the tough save with a body screaming in front of him. We're getting a little lazy here. Tough 4-0. Accrington able to flick it forward up. They draw it towards Woods. He gets into the penalty area and then clears it in, and Ogonko saves it right in front of Adedoya. And there's the clear. We are all shrimps. Mullin pressure. Bad packs. And the keeper looks up at the defender to say, "Why are you doing that to me, man?" And it's cleared, and Lee has it, plays it, passes it behind. McLean with it. Come on, McLean. Oh, just wide. I didn't think he was going to be able to get it over to that right-hand side with the boot being there, but he gets it around him. But it just goes too far. Too far. Oh, it is a... So, sounds like, was that a whistle for subs? Ollie Palmer subbing out. Fletcher coming in, and a well done, sir. That was... And that's Tozer there for EOC. So Tozer coming in for EOC. Fletcher in for Palmer. Those are the subs here at the 68th minute. He's a minute and a half early. You can joke about it when we're up 4-0. Blasted down the field, headed forward. Absolutely deserves a cheer, Mumblins. The chat's gone quiet. Everybody's soaking this one in. It's sort of been just a run-of-the-mill, pass it back and forth. Ogonko been called on a couple of times here in the second half. That's why I'd like to see Marriott and Bolton get an opportunity, because I think they've still got a point to prove. And they'll get out there, and I think they'll be buzzsawing around a little bit, searching. And I would just like the entertainment as things have sort of settled in here for an extended period. Applause for Ollie from both Brandon and Dave. And we'll have a throw in here at half, or damn close to it. We ran out of nitrous oxide. As Fletcher gets it, touch it, try to flick it over to Mullin, or that was McLean, so we're running forward, couldn't. And so it comes back to him, and he gets it to Lee. We're going to set it up through the backs. Boyle with it, left-hand side, draws it forward, up to Mendy. Lots of space for him. Lots of space, goes to the goal line, cross, and it's cleared out, and we'll take a corner from the left-hand side. Football, more than any other sport to me, is like that, where you can go full rage and then full bliss and completely forget about everything that ailed you. Short corner over to Mendy. Lee's with him, played past him, and so Lee's got to go do some work, and he gets it forward, but a tough ball for Cannon to control. He does, and he tries to flick it over to Mendy. Oh, giveaway to Lee right in front. That's a chance. Cleared down. It's still there. Oh, great save. Ridiculous double save there by Vitek. Whoo. He's on the floor, gets up, full to the left. That was maybe the save of the season that I've seen, because he was out of it and came out of nowhere to be able to take that one away. And that wasn't mishit. That was just at a great stop. Accrington Stanley with it. Was that Barney being robbed again over on the right-hand side? Hey, W&G, I love you with the good news. That's what we're looking for. Come on, Newport. Come on, Morecambe. As everybody goes racing to the table to find out what 1 point means. Whoa, stumble bumble. Everybody's running over top of each other, but I think that was coincidental contact as they were both going for the ball and they just collided. That was Cannon and in the midfield, and it ends up being knocked down, rolls down the edge of the pitch. Reminder, tomorrow while you're here, the Welsh Cup is on. Women's Welsh Cup semifinal. The New Saints and their prick putts of a owner against Wrexham. Neutral territory with the winner taking on Cardiff City or Swansea. So that's something to take in. I've got us at 15 shots, and I've got them at 9. According to Fought Mob in my last update anyway. Accrington still with it, searching, just banging around outside of the box, 35 yards out. That's the question. I hope so. Mendy forces it over to the left-hand side. Everybody's out there. The shape is good, so they're still just banging it around in the midfield, 35, 40 yards out and towards the center line and not able to come forward. Hoofed into the center into the penalty area and cleared away by Max Kluworth. They have possession moving forward. I would like those subs, Parkey. Put some players out there that'll have a little bit more leg and a little bit more bite. Marriott and Bolton. It's crossed in, put down. Cannon flicks it on. Mullin's chasing, trying to get there. Fletcher after it, trying to get to the line, trying to get there. And here comes Woods down the right-hand side. Accrington with an extended spell of possession, headed in up over top, and that's kind of a useless. There's nobody there. And Ogonkwo picks it up and settles it down. Are you with me that you want that sub? Oh, I deleted it. Sorry. I've got to keep that open there. My bad. I wasn't paying attention. Ogonkwo over to the right-hand side. Oh, we got words. We've got words. McLean and Accrington Stanley. They're after it. Yes, they're still after it. McLean is still going, and they're getting the stern talking to with the finger wag from the official. Oh, and they're still after it. Now Woods comes over to McLean. And he reaches over and gives him a tap. Yeah, McLean's gets a yellow. That was silly. For a guy who's, I mean, we're 35th game. We've got 2 games left. And now I'm curious, did that get him a suspension for 2 games? Yeah, foolish. And I say that because of he's on the cusp on a yellow card accumulation. And so I'm going to have to go see. Dancing down the right side in the cross, and it's collected by the keeper there. Yellow cards sitting at 8. Oh, and I got rage, fussy child time. And I think the yellow card accumulation was 10 and 37, so that puts him in danger with 1 more to be able to get there where he's got too many yellows. I'm not even worried about the red. It's, to me, for him and Lee, they're too close to the suspension territory for yellow card accumulation. We need to get to the 37th game, then we should be good for the season. And so that's why that's foolish for me, is because it's not just the the one card, the one that comes with the red. It's it's the suspensions that come from a yellow. I guess if he takes a yellow in this one, that'd be nightmarish, because if I have my math correctly, he'd get the 1 for the red, and then he'd get the yellow card accumulation for a total of 3. We don't need McLean taking 3 games out here, sitting closing out the season with only 11 left after today. So headed down, goes too far, rolls to the touchline, and Ogonkwo is going to get that for a goal kick. And McLean's still chatting with the ref. I think he ended up. Young for McLean. I'm just trying to find to confirm. Roy Jones is who they're clapping for, 77th minute, as they send out the applause for him. So it's 10 and 37 games, and so we're at 8. Oh, tell me that was a goal. Is that why we got so excited there? But that means that now with McLean at 9. If he gets one more before the end of the game number 37, then that's going to be a 2-game suspension. So that puts us at this is game 35. So that's he can't take a yellow in the next 2 games, or he misses 2 games. 2-2, Morecambe and Crew. Yeah, we had that one. We're still waiting on Newport to draw with Mansfield and pull them back to 64 points. Would be great to finish this 1 point back. Remembering that Mansfield, now we've played too many games and we've got teams with games in hand. But there we go. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. W&G right on cue. Looking for Newport. Would love them to add one and pull it back. Mansfield taking care of their game in hand on Tuesday. So I won't be watch partying that, but I'm going to pay the money and probably give it to, oh God, do I give money to the Dons? I probably give the money to Mansfield, even though they're ahead of us. I got no problems with Mansfield. Give it to the Stags. Watch the game. Accrington Stanley with it, 80th minute. I'd like to be able to call something here, but really it's just been back and forth with Accrington, the only team with any sort of extended pressure and just not really any finish. But here they are into the box again, and it's tackled by Barnett and goes out, and it's going to go for a corner over on that side. I'd like to see Bolton and Marriott. We've got people running out there. Get them going. And maybe the hoodie was the magic. Maybe it was the hoodie that's the magic. Corner headed, cleared, no big deal. Mullin's over there trying to still keep it in play and move the ball forward. And there's going to be a throw in, and we're going to have substitutions coming. Pushed in the back, didn't call it a push. So instead of it being a throw in, it's actually going to be a free kick over there. I'm with you. Do we dare complain, Kim, as that one gets crossed in and it's cleared out by Cannon? Mullin with the sub, Marriott coming in. Woods, the injured Accrington player, clapping for Mullin is what they were saying at the sides, recognizing quality is, hey now. That's 3-2 Morecambe up on Crew. Thanks to W&G for the update on that one. That's beautiful. It hasn't updated there. Come on, Morecambe. Let's go Newport. Our Welsh brethren in the south. Do your thing. Drawn forward, drawn backwards. And here Accrington has it. They've collected it. 82nd minute. The clock continues to wind down. Marriott's out there buzzing around, which is why I wanted it. Tranmere's still up on Sutton. That's important as far as the relegation stuff goes. Is that still... Oh, that's new, actually. Tranmere just went up. And so that's even more significant because that's increasing the divide between Sutton Forest and now Colchester being the team that's chasing them. Is dangerous ball, and maybe a little bit fortunate there as they allow Woods and I believe that's Adekoya. 26, yeah. So that's Woods gets it over there, and Adekoya's there, and he tries to get it around or over Ogonkwo, and instead it skies up over top. We are lucky there. That is, the pressure got to them. That would be beautiful if the result stays like that. If we could just get greedy. Bounces around. Fletcher's able to get it. He's going to try and take a cheeky. He thought he had the goalie off the line. I don't think he was far enough forward, but doesn't get there. I thought Forest Green, and I still think that Forest Green might have enough to pull themselves out of it. I'm not so confident on Sutton. Everybody's a big fan of the Shrimps. Subs all over. This guy looks young. Number 27. Hey, Rob, you're welcome to celebrate. Come draw yourself in here. We're running the after 90 minutes after this one, and hopefully the other guys are able to get their streams up. I don't know exactly what the hiccup was. So we'll be a little bit of time after this one to set everything up and then be over there to talk. I want you guys to join. So go and do your hair or shave or brush your teeth or whatever you feel is necessary. And then come in and have just a quick chat, talk about the game, not just in the chat, but actually, clipped us in the heels, clipped Max in the heels, and we're going to get... They say not a lot of contact, but to me, that's exactly the type of stuff you have to call. He ankle tapped him with his feet. That's what you'd call it. Forest Green lack animal protein. Just not enough fuel to fire themselves up for the season. Gonko with it. 5 minutes left. I don't think it's that crazy, RKO. A third of the time, a team that moves up goes and gets promoted again. So Fletcher with it, and we're sniffing around for the first time. Ooh, Marriott tried to take it and got it plucked right off of him on the layoff from the handoff from Fletcher. Or yes, the handoff from Fletcher to Marriott, and then he tried to run it forward, and they just nicked it from him. Go back to the Fought Mob stats, and we're sitting at 18 shots to 10. Tozer with the header to clear that one away. What I don't want to see is a late goal here taken away. What's been a pretty damn good performance by everybody. Marriott loses it there. Gubbins steals it from him. Oh, shoot. I deleted it, and now I got to go back and just give me a second here as that's the first time I've done that where I've messed up my overlay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Bring back the chat. That's the first time I've done that, where I had a misclick and it's messed up with the whole thing. And there we go. It was an own goal from Crew, RKO. Thanks. And what hasn't happened to Notch is the question. Notch just... I don't think it's all Luke Williams either. I mean, a lot of people are saying that that's the case, but they had no center backs for the longest time, and you can't play with that poor defense, porous, holes all over the place. And if you ever want to see bad defense, go to the Shrewsbury highlights of Notts County. Still absolutely horrible. McLean going out, put himself into a dangerous situation with that foolish yellow card. He's had a great game other than that. But just... Speaking of own goals, Vince, was there something else that went on out there? As we're 87th minute looking to wind things down, the ball just taking its own time getting in there. Unless I'm so far behind that there's going to be a problem here. Now you guys are way ahead of me. Long throw. Tozer's still going to try and get it in here. 88th minute. Plays it short. Lee, far corner. Tozer comes up and joins him. Lee holding it up. Well played, gets it back, and then kicked out. So we're going to get a Tozer bomb. I'm okay with those kinds of allergies. I'm happy to see that all transpire. Looking for a late goal from Newport. Flicked on, headed in the air. Accrington headed in the air. It's right there. Oh, Marriott. Marriott. You had it fall down, left-footed swinger, and he clears it up over top. He had space. He had time. And it was right there. Headed in the air and then headed right off of an Accrington head to his boot, and he had all the space in the world, and the goalie just kind of rolling his eyes on that one. They hung him out to dry, but it doesn't find the back of the net as Marriott lifts it into the tech end. You want a little. That was. See, I wanted that one too. Man of the match is Mullin. Like, well, and it has to be for everywhere he was. But Max with an exceptional game. McLean played brilliantly, except the stupidity of that yellow card. If he gets another yellow one over the next 2 games, we're going to look back at that one and just be like, that was foolish. Like, you just took yourself off the team for 2 games with a stupid play. And when we're short in the midfield, not something you want to see, is Accrington Stanley coming down the left-hand side. Extra time, I don't think there's going to be a lot. 2-3 minutes. Let me know your thoughts if you've got them. We've had the subs, but we haven't had goals. We haven't had injuries. And Woods just dekes around Lee, looks to get it in, and it's blocked. Is it going to go out? No, it's brought back into play. Maybe should have let it go for the corner, but instead he brought it in, and here they have an 18-yard box. And, oh, that's a red. Got to be a red. It's a red. And Cannon giving it to him in the ears. Shipley just cleared him right out. Just took Cannon right out. And Shipley knew. He didn't give it back to Cannon as he's just walking off. It's got to be Mullin. It's got to be Mullin. So that one came out of the 18-yard box. Shipley has it. Goes around. Bad first touch. And then Cannon's there, and he's there, going to be there clear. And Shipley just gets up, boots out, and takes him out. Cannon's hobbling. He went 5 minutes of out of time. I guess we've already burnt a minute here. Well, a little bit of drama at the end of the game. Does anybody have anybody other than Mullin that they'd actually want to, like, there were some great plays. Everyone did well. Palmer was a rock. McLean all over the place. Max had probably his best game of the season. But to me, it has to be Mullin. He scores a hat trick. I don't think Gonko, even though he's got the clean sheet, he was, well done to take a couple of balls across from the corners. But one stop on that long range shot that he had to go to his left and find the floor. Marriott playing it forward to Fletcher that seems to have woken us up as Lee is there. And he tried the hitch kick, tries to get it over, can't do it, and he's on the ground. Whoo. We'll have to do a Mullin tribute. We've heard it 3 times. Might as well play it 4th. I just feel like we need to play a little. We've got Mullin at the end of this one before we jump over to the after 90 minutes. 3 minutes away from starting that in the transition. Mendy had name somebody who didn't have a good game other than you had the Marriott miss at the end. Fletcher's hasn't really shown up since he's been on, although he dances around there. Cannon, I guess, maybe the most silent of the starters. There's back heel, and there Max gives it back. A little interplay, Young with it. We're doing Harlem Globetrotter stuff right now. There we go. I'm just showing off now, says Brendan, and he's exactly right. That was, you could have played a little Sweet Georgia Brown on that one. But yeah, it's got to be. And yeah, Kim, I'm with you. Mendy was solid. He had a couple of bad first touches, but that's minor. Yeah, to me, Max would have been the closest to being next, but in a 4-0 game, I just can't give it to the defender in that circumstance, even though maybe his best game is that one skips out and goes out. Minute and a half left. Winding this one down. Mansfield looks like that game's a final now. Lee went for the goal of the season and misses it, is what the announcement was. The Morecambe Crew game coming to the end as they allow for a goal in the 69th, a goal in the 74th minute, and an 83rd minute own goal on Demetriou. Lee looking like Lee. No sound last time, muted. Well, bugger. I thought I played one with sound and one without sound. It's looking to be that way unless there's something miraculous that happens in the Crew Morecambe game. They're now into their 8th minute of stoppage time. And we will take that. Kind of has to be, doesn't it, right? So we'll play the Mullin one the one time because I guess I muted one of those ones too. And then we'll bounce over the after 90 minutes as we take this one down. Oh, it's been a good day. Make sure that the links are in the description. I'll go and get that link as well while we're sitting here chatting. And make sure everybody's able to jump over on that one. And I believe Matt and Baz are at the game and going to be making their way over, but we'll chat in the interim. That's going to be the link for the after 90 minutes. So make sure you draw yourself over there. I would love to see you. Pull yourself in and click the link that's at the bottom of the description of that one as the whistle blows. And that is the magic of it. And I'm going to hit this one more time because I promised that I would. Man of the match, 3 goals and an assist. And so you got to give this. Thanks, Brendan, for that. And Paul Mullin. It's a win for the good guys. 4-0. We're up. We're laughing. We're having ourselves a great day. And all of the aliens and pain and sufferings that have been cursing us for the longest time washed from our bodies. Washed. Purged. And so we're sitting there looking at the Crew game that's still going, presently in 3rd. The question is if Crew is able to pot one, they're going to pull themselves up into 3rd, and we'd be tied with them on points. But behind them, oh no, their goal differential, I guess we're still ahead of them. So that's about as good as it could have got, other than Stockport actually playing and not doing well, and Newport being able to wrestle a point or 2 points away from Mansfield. That didn't happen. Mansfield again running on Tuesday. They'll have MK Dons, so I guess we're cheering for the franchise to take them out on Tuesday. Tomorrow, the women's match, the Welsh Cup semifinal up against the New Saints. And we're going to bounce over to the after 90 minutes. Thank you so much for being here, Brendan, W&G, the flop, the keep an eye on the chat, the scoreboard, that sort of stuff. To all of the regulars that are consistently here, love seeing you. I name you all by name. You're all down in the corner. We're getting a healthy collection of them. And so thank you to those that are normally here as well and new. Hugh for dropping in, Carolyn, everybody. This was an impressive performance. And very happy. And this will be something interesting to talk about over at the after 90 minutes as we talk about those ones and the goals. And maybe I'm just getting caught up. The right footer from a distance on the left with McLean. It was it was all there for us. So come and chat after 90 minutes. I want to see your faces. I'm tired of looking at myself on the screen. So up the Horde. Thank you guys. Up the town. Everything's great. It's a beautiful Saturday. Enjoy your weekend if you're not able to make the after 90 minutes. And take care of yourselves. We'll be back tomorrow. Welsh Cup.